And Kristin, you're in the middle of producing a film, so tell us a little bit about that and kind of what made you decide to use that as a medium in order to get the message out there. I mean, and because you're not necessarily promoting a brand, you're promoting a condition to raise awareness, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I mean, consider this, right? Talk about the power of storytelling. I mean, how many really anyone in this room knows well a person that is blind? Right? Not many of us. I mean, the first blind person I ever met was my firstborn child. Second blind person I ever met was my secondborn child, right? When you think about people that are blind, you don't necessarily have a vision of them out in the world doing anything. I mean, we heard a statistic earlier today about the most, cancer was like the top 5 most feared thing in people's reactions, right? Blindness is in the top 2, second only to death. It is a feared, dark thing because of all the old stories of blindness. There weren't big stories in the forefront. So, and I was there for 3 years praying it away because I didn't know a positive story around blindness. And then I watched my 2 sons embrace the world with role models and resources, and a mom that is a Philly muscle-up girl that got out there and got them all the resources, right? And then I watched my oldest son, who was not interested in the cure I was working on, going off to college, and he said, "Mom, I'm good to go. I got everything I need. Follow my lead. I am good to go." And I respected that. Imagine then, I get a phone call. He's about to graduate, Penn State University, in the top 0.5% of 10,000 graduates. He was the commencement marshal, led the procession with his white cane into the Bryce Jordan Center, and he couldn't get a job. My sons have played, they were the first blind players to play Little League Baseball. They played football. They wrestled. They were in the school play. They were in a rock band in our town. They're hit radio shows. They have done it all. But the story of blindness is unachievement, failure, and sadness. If that's not a motivating thing for a mom to go, maybe we need to turn to Hollywood. It was because of Hollywood all those years ago. Okay, I'm going to date myself, but y'all just stick with me on this. Little House on the Prairie, right? What happened to the Mary, the daughter, remember her, wakes up blind. I'm crying, my family's crying, everyone on TV's crying. Then she goes to a school for the blind. What happens? It burns down, right? Talk about a need for a better story. And I lived it and I watched it. It was simply from seeing my boys not getting opportunities and then seeing the people that were open to it. Michael's now at Disney and he is just blowing the roof off the place. But when people are open to that story and open to new things, the change that happens, that's why I see the power of storytelling as a #1 power to change the world.
And they were champion baseball players too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the film is about Michael they went from the bad news. I keep saying, if Aaron Brockovich and Rocky had a baby, it would be this film. Curveball. Yes, they went from the bad news Bears losing every game. They got into the playoffs literally by my grandmother's prayers. And they ended up winning the championship in extra innings against the first place undefeated team. And Michael was not the token disability kid on the team. He led the team in RBIs. He was never going to be able to crack it over the fence because he had to hit off a tee. And he gave me the speech about velocity, I could tell you that. However, he got on first base every dang time and batted those runs in.
Now Gabe's here, he's young, and he's like, Little House on the what?